This is Digital Exclusion, Internet Illiteracy among the Homeless Population and its Effects on Obtaining Employment in the Digital Age by Verany Iek, College of Allied Health Sciences, Bachelor's in Social Work, with mentors Dr. Anjanette Wells and Teacher's Assistant Angela Hunt. There is a lack of emphasis in an individual's own usage of technology and its impact on their likelihood of being informed on resources and opportunities. The study can help aim individuals in their ability in obtaining employment. The inaccessibility within structures of resource providers, employers, digital literacy, and information exclusively found online are all linked to the gap. The purpose of this research is to make known how the digital divide has affected low-income communities, individuals dealing with homelessness, and especially individuals with a history of little to none digital literacy, and ways in which we can make technology and digital communication more accessible to the groups affected. We collected data from 30 participants from both the Hatton Center for Women and the David and Rebecca Barron Center for Men. The shelters are organized under Shelter CAHS, a government-funded organization that aims to help individuals dealing with homelessness by finding housing and resources in a community establishment. The study within the research design is a descriptive and qualitative study, with data being collected from their surveys consisting of 13 questions, with 1 to 7 collecting demographics and 8 to 13 being structured as open-ended questions. The data is collected from 30 individuals receiving employment assessments at Shelter House Cincinnati. The data that is collected and the results that derive from the data will be compared to consider how their existing obstacles have affected their ability in receiving employment and what issues the homeless population faces when finding employment. So we have our quality and service improvement questionnaires with their consent form and questions. The consent form keeps the data anonymous and protects the privacy of clients. We have computer literacy questions 1 through 6, asking about their knowledge of it, how to use the internet, any difficulty, preferences, stages that they may find difficult, and suggestions for employers when receiving and recruiting employees. We have our demographics, asking for the age, race, level of education, gender, if they are a veteran, their religion, and yearly income as well. Of the 30 participants, 30% of individuals felt their knowledge in computer literacy affected their employment search when finding difficulty applying to job sites online. 60% of the participants did not believe their knowledge in computer literacy affected their employment search and found no difficulty applying online. 10% refused to answer or left unanswered. 10% preferred to apply online, with Indeed and ZipRecruiter being the most sought out. 36.67% preferred in person, with 46.76% who had no preference in the job application process. With 60% finding no difficulty and 20% finding difficulty, the 20% who found difficulty found barriers such as the interviewing process, the training stage, process in general, employment best fit, lack in job experience, and the test-taking process. In their day-to-day lives, social media was 30%, productivity was 56.67%, entertainment 26.67%, no usage was 23.33%, and 26.67% did not respond. These are the results for the demographics. We saw a broad range in age, with race and ethnicity. African Americans are more at risk for homelessness. And with education, some high school and high school diploma was the most. Here is the gender, if they are a veteran, religion, and annual income. And we did most of the surveys at the men's shelter. With the majority of individuals, there is still a significant amount of participants who felt their knowledge in computer literacy affected their opportunity gaining employment. Although a majority of the participants have looked past these barriers by finding employment in person, there is still a gap that has the potential to bring the two parties together. There is a significant lack of gender and racial representation. In terms of geographical representation, the study was mostly representative of the greater Cincinnati area, and the nature of the questions were too broad, with few participants who left the survey questions unanswered or partially unanswered. With the context of homeless shelters, offering training and workshops to educate individuals on navigating the internet can help further their chances in gaining employment. Social workers can integrate their process into working around the client's needs to find employment in person if they do not have the access to the internet. Individuals who are of color, especially African American and are low income, are most at risk for homelessness. They're not provided with the proper tools and access to technology. We must further push the narrative towards mending the digital gap and providing further access to technology within these communities.